What we got here? Okay, Facebook looks like it's going. Instagram is going now. Okay, YouTube's going. All right. Let me just make sure we're really started here. And we'll roll in. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. Yep, we gotta roll. We gotta roll, Facebook. Get moving. Okay, Instagram is good. Okay. All right, and YouTube is good. Okay, so I'm gonna shrink all them and open this one that I like and make it big. Okay, let me do this. Okay, once again, we have made it to Friday. I'm trying to, let me adjust this just a little bit so you can see my ears. Okay, I don't know where it is in your part of the world, but in my part of the world, it's rather chilly today. Brr. Um, so we're sporting Olaf today because I have snow flurries. I have plenty of cold. Um, I talked to somebody in Orlando this morning. It was freezing in Orlando. It was literally 32. Um, so I think it's just cold on the East Coast. I know there's a lot of snow around. I know there's just lots and lots of weather. So if you are impacted by any of it, stay safe, stay warm. Try to stay upbeat, but I know sometimes that's easier said than done. Um, all right, so we're just going to do some general travel stuff today. We're not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to try to talk you into anything or any of that because I don't like that. I don't like to be salesy. Okay, so the adventure has arrived in Port Canaveral. I have fellow agents traveling on a personal trip, and they were kind enough because the adventure was docked right next to their Disney cruise ship to get some good pictures for the agency, and they shared them out. So the adventure is has crossed another thing off her list before her maiden voyage, which is cool. Um, okay, um, let's go out to the West Coast for a bit. Don't forget the 70th celebration is still going on at Disneyland. They did pause a lot of the stuff. Well, they didn't pause all of it, but they kind of combined some of it with the Christmas holiday um, celebrations. But the 70th is now back in full swing. Don't forget we have food and wine coming up at California Adventure soon. Um, there's some other cool stuff going on in Disneyland too. I know there is. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I know it's happening. Disneyland is actually pretty awesome. I did not truly appreciate it the first time I was there. I appreciated it, but I can tell you I had a much better appreciation when I went back a couple years ago. I would love to go back at Christmas because if you followed me for any amount of time, you know that I usually go to Walt Disney World in December. Um, because I love to celebrate Christmas in Disney. I love to go to Disney anytime, but Christmas time is my favorite. So that's when I usually go. And you may also know that my travel companion has limited availability, and December is one of the times that works. So there's also that factor. Um, but I do love Disneyland. I would love to be out on the West Coast one year not for Christmas necessarily, but during the holiday season to experience it live and in person because I know it's different than Disney World. Some of it I'm sure is similar, but I know Disneyland puts their own magical spin on things, like Haunted Mansion gets taken over by Jack Skellington, and all that kind of cool stuff. So I want to get out there one of these years, not too far in the future, and experience it live and in person because it's just as wonderful as it is to look at other people's experiences and kind of live through that and assuage the FOMO a bit. There is nothing as magical as being there yourself. I can say that, and that's true of every time I've traveled. There's just something about being where you are that you just cannot communicate in words or in pictures or even in video. You just kind of have to be there and experience it yourself. Not that video and pictures and words are not good things, they absolutely are. But they are limited. They're not like being there yourself. It's not like standing on the deck of the cruise ship or, being on Main Street and seeing your favorite character come by or actually riding Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and feeling the air and the pulse of the music, as you're going through the ride. Um, Same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. It's built on a very similar system to Tower of Terror, but they are absolutely different rides. The vibes, the theming, the feel is totally different. Other things you can only experience in person: the parades, the smell of popcorn as you go through the park, the warmth of a fresh Mickey pretzel, the awesome cooling power of Mickey ice cream, especially ice cream that's in a kitchen sink sundae. I need to get a Minnie Mouse kitchen sink sundae on one of my trips because I have Mickey and I would like to have them both. So that's on my bucket list. Some bucket list items are big, some bucket list items are smaller. It's good to have a variety. At least I think so. Um, so we've got the 70th going on at Disneyland. There are currently deals for Alani for 5 night stays. There is a kids ticket deal coming for Disneyland, and I'm not sure if it's California Adventure too, but there's a kids ticket offer coming for California. There's a really awesome deal for Disney World currently. If you book a 6 night or more stay, 6 nights or longer, you get 2 free nights and 2 free days of park tickets, which is a heck of a deal. So if you want to book that, I would be happy to help you book it. If you have an agent you've been working with, I don't like to take anybody else's clients. There's enough people in the world for all of us. So if you've been working with a different agent, please reach out to them. If they are unable to help you, I would be glad to step in and help you in their stead, but I don't want to take anybody else's clients. That's not the way I work. That's just not. I wouldn't want anybody to do it to me. I don't want to do it to anybody else. It's that whole treat people the way you want to be treated thing. So, but I would be happy to help you. And something you may not know: if you book, for example, through Disney or through Universal, your there's a base travel agent commission built into that cost that you're paying. So you're giving them extra profit because they won't pay that to an agent since you book directly with them. Which means that if you truly want just a basic booking, it's free to use a travel agent. Now, many of us, myself included, offer premium services like helping with reservations and giving you detailed park plans, itineraries, i.e., park plans. Um, I think if you're going to book with me, I'm going to make sure your basics are met. I'm going to make sure that you've got transportation. If you're flying or you're coming in not with a car, I'm going to make sure you have transportation to and from your resort. That might be a rental car rental, that might be a shuttle. Um, if you want to take an Uber, I'm going to make sure if you're doing Orlando, I'm going to, just tell you a little bit about how it works because I've been there and I've done it. Same thing with LAX. Yeah, when I flew, yes, because when we did Disneyland, we flew into LAX and we spent the afternoon of our arrival day in LA. We did the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Um, we did the Disney Concert Hall, which is really, really cool. If you're out that way, try to make it fit into your plan if you can. And then when we flew out of SNA because we went from LA to Disneyland and then we stayed in Disneyland. Um, I think we did anyway. Maybe we went back to LA. I don't remember where we flew out of, but I remember that we flew into LA. Um, and it's big and it's not tricky to navigate. It was a little daunting, but once we got our bearings, it was okay. I am used to MCO, so I'm used to you get your baggage, you go out the door, and all the Uber stations. There are numbers above every door, and you just tell the Uber guy, "I'm at MCO, and I came in from I'm outside of baggage claim at door 17," and then you stand there and just wait for them. Um, MCO, you have to get your luggage and get on a bus, and they take you over to um, a series of parking lots where you can get Ubers and Lyfts. Um, and they sort you out, I think, by where you're going, whether you're going local, whether you're going further away. I forget exactly, but I remember we got directed to our spot, and then we just stood there and booked our Uber and or our Lyft, our car service, and waited for it to show up. Um, there was something else I wanted to tell you guys, and I'm blanking on it. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Um, so I want to know what's on your 2026 bucket list. I want a Minnie Mouse kitchen sink Sunday container. I don't think Disneyland is in my cards for 2026. I do want to get to Universal. I did get to City Walk when I went in December, but I want to get to actually in the Universal parks when I go back in 2026. That's on my bucket list. I wouldn't mind sticking my feet in the sand at some point in 2026, be it the Disney beach at Caribbean Beach, or actually, a lot of the Disney resorts have beaches. Riviera has it as well. Um, I don't really care if it's Disney sand or Universal sand or Ocean City, Maryland sand, but my feet want to touch sand again this year. So we'll see what happens with that. Other than that, I want to keep helping wonderful travelers like you. I want to reduce your stress level. Travel should be fun and relaxing and enjoyable. And if it's not, then maybe you need somebody to help you make it that way. I mean, think of a travel agent as a combination of that friend that just gets you. Because when you work with an agent, you want to work with somebody that just gets you, that thinks the way you think, that sees things the way you see them, that understands your pain points. I mean, I have trouble getting around, I have a balance issue. So I get it when you're like, I don't really know if I want to go to Disney because I don't want to have to ride a scooter. I don't want to, I don't rent one when I go. I should probably. But as of yet, I have not because, truth be told, I don't want to bump anybody with my scooter. And sometimes it can be the parks can be crowded and spaces can be tight. And I will get to that point someday where if I want to go, that's what I have to do. And I'll do it because I want to keep going because I love it. But I don't want to bump anybody with my scooter. I don't want to be that person. Not that anybody ever does it. I don't think anybody would ever do it to another person intentionally. At least I hope not. Um, I did have somebody on a ride where hers malfunctioned and she hit the forward button, but it went backward. And I got caught up in that. My foot got run over. I actually thought it was just a really heavy stroller, and it didn't hurt my foot. I didn't have any real issues from it, thank goodness. But I mean, she was just heartbroken that it had happened, and I turned to my travel partner and I said, "This is why um, I don't really want to do a scooter because that would be me, and I don't want to be that person yet." Um, but I am so glad that that technology exists. I'm so glad that everybody can enjoy the park, whether they need a scooter or a stroller or any other assistive tools. I'm just so glad that the parks are accessible and open and everybody can explore whatever part means the most to them. Because let's be honest, some of us like shows, some of us like rides, some of us like the parades, some of us just want to go to all the character meet and greets and stand in line and meet all our favorite characters. Some of us are just there for the food. Some of us are only there for the snacks. We don't really care about the real food. We'll just snack our way around the world. And that's cool. I'm up for all of that, and I'm up for making you a trip that includes all those things that are on your bucket list. So think about where you want to go in 2026 and let me know and let's make it happen. And if I'm not the right travel agent for you, that's okay too. I'm perfectly happy to connect with you, exchange some emails, hop on a Zoom and talk about it. But you really have to work with somebody. It's like any other relationship. You have to work with somebody that gets you, that you feel comfortable with, and that you connect with. And we all don't connect with each other. I get that. So, check me out, send me an email. We can hop on a Zoom and see if we click and figure out how to get you where you want to go in 2026 and beyond. Some things are already booking for 2027 or previewing 2027. So if you've got something on the bucket list, share it with me. If it's not available now, I'll keep an eye out for it. And when it is, I'll let you know. That's also one of the other things I do. If you're like, well, that deal sounds really good, but I don't want to book it because something better might be coming out, a couple weeks after I book, and then I miss my shot. I track all that for my clients. And if they can get the better deal on the same trip, I rebook the trip at the better deal. I had somebody that took her kids to the football game for the afternoon. She got home, she had an email from me. Hey, I rebooked your trip. I saved you a couple $100. Nothing changed except that you got some money back. And that's something I do for all my clients. So the other thing is deposits are not that bad. If you do a Disney, and I'm just throwing this out as an example, if you do Walt Disney World, you do tickets and a hotel as a package, your deposit is $200. For Disneyland, it is one night's hotel stay. The cruise lines have actually a lot of the cruise lines have low deposits now. I think Viking is $25. Disney Cruise Line also has one. Viking's also giving out free airfare depending on where you're going, but Viking is adults only. They're adults only cultural education kind of stuff. They do a Christmas markets cruise that I would love to do one of these years. If you're looking for adults only, but you want something a little more, I don't know, something with a different vibe, you could try a Virgin Voyage. They have lots of cool shore excursions. They have lots of cool itineraries. And every ship has some unique things in it. Like there's one that has a recording studio. There's a running track built into the ship. They do exercise classes every morning. They have shows and all kinds of cool stuff at night. And it just has a different vibe than Viking. I'm not going to say either is right or wrong because it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you want to do. But Virgin has a kind of a more free-spirited vibe, whereas Viking is kind of relaxed and educational, and they do a lot with history. With a Viking cruise, before you pull into port, the day before, you might take a cooking class and learn how to make some of the local dishes. And then you can go out the next day and sample them, live and in person and on site. But I truly believe there is a vacation out there for everybody, and I would love to help you find yours. So until you figure out what that is and we can start talking about it, for this weekend, I want everybody to stay safe, stay warm, stay well, and I will see you next Friday at 4. Have a great week ahead, guys.